Hey everybody, let's get our machine set up real quick before we get right into it. First things first, make sure you have your black cables pulled off the back handlebars. They're not wrapped around the handlebars, and then just set them down in the well so that you can easily grab them as we transition a little bit later into that arm block. I have my X strap pulled away from the springs for our mermaid when we get into the obliques a little bit later as well. Today's leg series is fairly intense. I'm hoping you feel it tomorrow. Your red pole handy for the light lunges at the front. For your last leg exercise today, I'm calling out 2 yellows at the back for express lunge. I'm hoping you'll try it, but if you get into it and your knee is talking to you, your lower back is talking to you, you can always come back down to 1 yellow. But for that lower back, make sure you take a little lean forward and take a softness in that back knee if you need it. Outside of that, a nice well-rounded class for you today. Let's get to it. All right, everybody, let's get started. We'll go full body today. We've got several, I will say, lunges coming for you. We'll start at the back with a little bit of core. We'll get into the legs. We'll weave through the obliques, and then we'll round it out at the end with a little bit of upper body, and then that final core block. As always, modifications, smaller range of motion for sure, especially in the lunges. Anytime we're in a plank or plank type position, you can be on your knees. Anytime we're at the back of the machine, you could be at the front, or vice versa. Let's say good morning to Jessica on the Mega, and we'll get started to the back today. So make sure you're on 1 yellow spring. I'm gonna have Jess walk all the way around to the back. She's gonna come into a plank position up on her hands. So hands will be about on the 8 and the 10. Toes are tucked. Remember that where you place your feet on the back platform is important. If they're towards the back of the platform, it's gonna feel like a heavier spring load. If they're towards the front, it's gonna feel a little bit lighter. Nice strong plank position. Heels and toes could be touching or they could be hips distance. Hands right underneath the shoulder line, which is a little bit difficult here. Try to slide the hands forward just a little bit. Exactly. She'll feel the upper abs and the lats a little bit more. We're gonna hold it here about 10 more seconds, lifting softly through the back of the head. Awesome. Draw the navel up nice and tight, and then squeeze your inner thighs up into your hip sockets. 3 seconds, we're gonna move into some nice slow push-ups. I won't keep you here long. 2 and 1. Nice and slow, beginning to bend the elbows. Nice control, Jessica. I love the little pause at the bottom, squeezing through the core, relaxing through the jaw. Look at this perfect spine, legs squeezing energetically at each other. We've only got about 10 more seconds. I'm gonna take you right down to the elbows, down to the knees. We're gonna move into that kneeling crunch. So getting off the wrist for a little break and then starting to flex through that spine in 3, smooth transitions. 2 and 1. Elbows down right on that first red line or up against the strap is cool too. Knees together side by side. Now really squeeze your legs together and then push your shins down on the back platform. Try to keep them connected all the way through, helping to stabilize through the pelvis. And then also point and activate your toes. Push down energetically into your elbows, and then that movement is coming from those abdominals, flexing up through the spine. Perfect, Jessica. Try to stop when your hips are still slightly forward of your knees, so your hips aren't dropping back towards your heels. You're trying to relax that pull from your hips as much as possible. Now, your hips are flexing here as you round your spine and kind of come closer into this fetal position. But we don't want to just isolate through the hip flexors. You want to use that 6-pack, rectus abdominis, to flex and round the spine. You're essentially making the front side of your body shorter, and then the back side is getting longer. So almost like a flex, or rather a stretch through the low back, through the upper back. 5 seconds, we're going to take it out to that modified plank in 3, 2, so hips travel all the way forward. Nice control, Jessica. Shoulders over your elbows. And remember when we were up on our hands and toes, how it was kind of difficult to get your elbows or your hands to be right under your shoulders? Exactly. Now keep the core lifting, brace there, and then slowly begin to saw your elbows forward. Go really slow. Try to add a little pause out in front. Range of motion does not at all need to be big, just 8 more seconds. And then with the most control, we're gonna take it right back into that kneeling crunch, real slow. In 3, 2, stack your shoulders over your elbows, and then real slow, lift, 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 round. Yes, tucking those lower abs, holding on to it at the top just for a second, and then resisting it all the way out. Awesome, 8 seconds like this. We're gonna go right back into that saw from here. In 5, traveling all the way forward now, point those toes, squeeze your butt, squeeze your inner thighs. 3, 2, hold it out, perfect, lift through the back of the head, set it up, and then real slow, little saw, yes. Only 10 seconds this time, fighting for it, as slow as you can move. I'm gonna get you guys up to the front of the machine after this next full range in 3, shoulders over elbows, 2, and last push, you're starting to round, round. We've got 15 seconds, I know. We're gonna be traveling up to the front for catfish up on the front bars. If you wanted more support, pop on a second yellow. If for some reason you want a challenge, you can go ahead and come down to 1 yellow spring. That's always an option at the front. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Making our way up to catfish. Hands up on your higher set of bars. Toes either on the number 3 or a little bit further back. Now, shoulder line here. You want to slide your shoulders so they're slightly back behind the wrist line. Perfect, Jessica. A little softness bent in the elbows. Triceps are wrapping back. You feel your biceps and triceps. Now, you see she's established this perfect tabletop position. Her hips exactly in line with the shoulders. This is a core stabilizing exercise, just like that very first plank we did. And what core stabilizing means is all those core muscles are working to hold your spine perfectly still. So she's pushing back through the toes, extending at the knees a little bit. The challenge is keeping the hips elevated. And then she's slowly bending the knees. And you can see by Jessica's movement here, it's not a big, satisfying movement. It's very small. There's a lot of pause here. There's a lot of control. 6 seconds. We're gonna take it about halfway out. So legs will travel back behind the hips. 3, 2, hold right there. Real strong in your arms, lifting through your head. And then a little squeeze in. Yes, perfect control. A little squeeze out. Got a little challenge coming for you. In 5 seconds, your legs are gonna slide all the way back. Your hips will drop to an inclined plank for some push-ups. 3, 2, slide your legs back, lower your hips step by step. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your inner thighs, and then slowly bending the elbows. How do you modify this a little bit? You don't go down so low. You can make it an inch of movement. If you needed to hold at the top, you totally could. If you only got 1 baby push-up in there, it's great. 8 seconds, shoulders are starting to fire now, heart rate starting to rise. 4 seconds, we bring it down for bear last push here in 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, hands on that front platform, legs extend back. Nice transition, Jessica. So again, this is very much like the catfish, except more challenging for the upper body, and probably more challenging for the core. You see she's established that perfect neutral spine again, legs slide back, knees stop right under the hips. You see there's a pause there, squeezing the core, squeezing your chest, legs are sliding back. Now you could modify your bear a little bit if you needed to. As always, you bring the knees down, but if you wanted to try it up on your toes and you're not quite in that full range yet, keeping a little bend in the legs, not going all the way to that full plank is what's gonna make it a little bit easier for you. We're almost there. 6 seconds, we're gonna take it halfway out. In 3, 2, halfway out, hold it nice and strong. Here we are, just like in that catfish. Give me a little squeeze in, real slow, real strong, and then a little squeeze out. Just 6, burning into it, squeeze the chest muscles, wrap those triceps again. 3, 2, and we're back to full range. You're under 10 seconds here. We're transitioning up to the legs now. Your left foot will be on that front platform for elevator lunge. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Good, fight, Jessica. Left foot is forward underneath that strap. Right toes are back. Make sure first that your feet are hips distance. Ideally, your right toes are back on that first red line or beyond. But if you felt like you needed a little bit more support from the springs, you could definitely move your right foot forward, even all the way up to the front edge. Nice step, Jessica. She'll see she adds a nice pause each time she comes to the bottom. We're pushing into the left heel to rise. We're feeling hamstring, left booty. I hope you're squeezing your right booty as well. The inner thighs here are energized and squeezing at each other, and that's gonna provide a little bit more hip stability rather than like standing inner thighs. You're not gonna feel the same thing there. Now, tempo. Slow as you can move on the way up. I'm okay if you make the way down a little bit faster. Let's come down on your next one and hold it down. Just breathing, squeezing inner thighs, feeling your spine try to lift away from that left thigh is gonna welcome that right hip, stretch a little bit. We're just isometric here. We're pushing down into your left heel, Again, still squeezing those inner thighs. Try to feel your core just radiate here so that you're not feeling your hip flexors, but you feel that full body work together. 5 more seconds, stay with it. Melt the shoulders a little bit. Beautiful, Jess. Now from here, we're gonna sink 1 inch down, full stop there. Hold it, and then lift 1 inch up. Stop there, and then come 1 more inch up. So 2 inches of movement, but we're separating them out, finding that little pause. She's got 8 more seconds. She's firing now. Here's the challenge. In 6 seconds, we're gonna sink as low as we can. 3, 2, sink it all the way down, all the way down. Yes, good. And then as slowly as she can, she's gonna start to rise, welcoming that shake if she's got it, trying the very best not to lock out that knee at the top, bringing it right back down. She's got full range, under 30 seconds. And then we're gonna turn it around and we're gonna come right into our next lunge. Those hamstrings will start to talk to you now, squeezing the glutes as well. Last 8 seconds, we're gonna move into escalator lunge. That's pretty much the same movement, but we'll be facing the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, turning it around, same leg, so left foot will step forward. If you wanna bring your pole out with you, I like mine on the opposite side of the dominant leg, so on the open side of your hips, off to the right. But it doesn't actually matter. If something else feels better to you, take it away. Mechanics are largely the same. Your knee stays right over your ankle. The difference here is you are lunging down like an escalator. You'll see her traveling forward to keep the knee lined up over the ankle, rather than just coming straight up and down, hinging the knee. Inner thighs, once again, very important. Got about 15 seconds of movement here, and then you might find that we start to notice that the challenges today are back to back, and that's fire. It's gonna spike your heart rate. It's really gonna challenge these muscles. 3 seconds, start to make your way down towards the bottom. 2, hold it on 1. First, set your spine, looks beautiful, Jess. Front ribs are lifting softly to the back, awesome. Now keep this first movement real small. We're gonna move into carriage kicks, which is your front leg. So we're gonna kick the heel forward 1 inch, and then we're gonna see if we can go 1 more inch. Should feel like a hamstring curl. 1 inch in. Do your best not to pull the knee underneath the thigh, 1 inch in. And then 1 inch out, pushing energetically. You need your back butt cheek and your lower core working hard. 4, 3, stack the knee over the ankle, awesome. Try to sink deeper, yes. And then as slowly as she can, she's gonna bend into moonwalker. So now the back leg is bending so freaking strong, Jessica. This is isometric on her left leg. This is fire right now. I'm gonna try to lift that right heel real high. And then as she bends the right knee, I'm gonna have her stop when the right knee is just right under the hip. Exactly right there, perfect. And then sliding it right back out. 5, it feels so good. 3, start to extend the right leg straight. Hold it out, hold it out, hold it out. Sink in a little lower, and then here we are, we rise. That last push, keeping it honest when we've got to finish in full range. It's a situation. Under 15 seconds, her favorite is coming. It's the super lunge. We'll go 2 reds, maybe 2 yellows on top of it. You can definitely go as soft as 2 reds, but you do want that heavy pushing spring load to help you balance as we rise. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So about 2 reds, maybe 2 yellows. Black cables are in your hands. Same leg. Left foot is forward. We're in that split lunge position. When you are ready to rise, you could burn a couple rows down here if you need to. Start to draw your elbows back nice and tight. Upper body work. Now, this is bonus. It's gonna get your heart rate higher. It's also gonna force you to work your core a little bit stronger. I'm not super concerned about how far your left foot is forward or back. Just make sure you got a long enough stance to get deep into this one. And also make sure that your left heel is pushing into something, not just the toes. And make sure your toes point fairly, most likely straight ahead here. Trying your best not to lock the knee at the top. And then another thing we really want to try here is as we rise up, lean a little bit forward so you can try to keep that knee right over the ankle. Yeah, so strong. That would have been a spider. Maybe one day. Good. Nice step. About 4 seconds, we're going to start to make our way down to the bottom. 3, coming down nice and low. 2, hold it down here on 1. Squeeze those inner thighs a lot. Push that left heel down. Really let that glute start to shake. right? It's okay if it's shaking, it feels good. Squeeze the other butt cheek, awesome. Now, the combo is coming. First things first, she's gonna take a big old, so good, Jessica. Start to row your arms in, pull your elbows back as tight as you can, hold it, squeeze it 1 inch down, 1 more inch down, yeah. 1 inch up, hold it right there. Just the arms go forward, 3, 2, pull them right back in, pull them right back in, pull them right back in, squeeze it tight, hug those ribs, 1 inch down, yeah. 1 inch more down, she's almost there, I swear. Arms go forward, slow, 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 slow. Pull them right back in, pull them right back in. Squeeze it tight, squeeze it tight. 1 inch down, 1 more inch down. Last time, here we are. She's coming 1 inch up. Now here's the fun. She's gonna keep all of this, come all the way down, all the way, all the way. Hold it right here, 7. Hold it right here, yes, 6. Squeeze it so tight, Jessica. 4, she's got that stone face again. I love it. In 3, she's gonna see if she can tap the knee before she rises. 2, yes, she did. And then slowly back up. She's only got 20 seconds. It feels so good. I'm gonna give you a little beat off these lunges. We're gonna keep pushing with this left booty though. We're gonna turn, your left foot will be on the bar. So turn to your left. We'll probably take off one of those reds. It's spider kick. In 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! Good job. So I've adjusted her to about 1 red and maybe 3 yellows. Make sure, so again, you see she turned to her left heel is on that curvy bar off to the left side. Shoulders are level, right in front of your shoulders, or your hips rather. I like my right hand near the 8 and then my left hand over near the 2 or onto that strap. Another thing you can't really see here, you want your right knee, that's your bottom knee, to be either on the white line or behind it. If you're super tall, which a lot of you are, make sure you've got enough room for your spine to be really long. This looks super good, Jessica. Now, this is a super booty exercise. That outer left butt cheek pocket is where your target is. It is important that your heel is on the bar to get that. Now, and then the rest of it is living in your arms and your core. Long neutral spine. I want you to feel your lower abs burning legit the entire time. It's difficult. On her next one, she's gonna push it out maybe 3/4 of the way, 70, 75%. Hold on to it. Now we're gonna keep 1 inch of movement here. So 1 inch into it, make sure you're squeezing that butt energetically. 1 inch out. 1 inch in. You'll see she stops completely in between each movement. That is the control you're looking for. That is the presence you're looking for. Keep moving just like this. 1 inch in, we're still there. 10 seconds. 1 inch out, digging through. 1 inch in. Awesome, Jess. 1 inch out. Got 1 more for the legs coming after this. 3, 2, she pushes all the way out to come back to full range. An honest 20 seconds of movement right here. We'll be coming to the back of the machine next. We're gonna go for 2 yellows today for our express lunge. So red cable lunge, 2 yellows, feels a lot like elevator lunge. Last 5, making our way up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here it comes. 2 yellows. If you need 1, take it. Red cables in your hands. Left foot forward for the last time. Right toe step back against the strap on your carriage. When I have 2 yellows on, definitely use the strap. It just helps me not pull with that right thigh. We're gonna sink down nice and low. Again, the mechanics, the exact same as elevator lunge that we started the leg block with. This is the same exercise, but now we're pulling against the spring. So we'll consider this a heavy spring load, just like the super lunge. Range of motion, right? If you're gassing a little bit, you do want to get down low so you get that mobility in the hips, but if you needed to limit the range of motion a little bit, you could. Arms are working again, just like super lunge, and kind of just like that spider kick we just came out of, so your heart rate is rising. Next one, let's start to make our way down towards the bottom. Hold it here nice and strong. Squeeze those inner thighs energetically. Now this, just an isometric hold here, pushing into the left heel. You'll see it starts to shake, and that's definitely 100% what you're going for. In every leg block, you guys, if you're getting to the end and your legs are not shaking, we've got to do something different. We've got to layer them up. Now all I'm going to say is come 1 inch down. Yep, hold it. Last little push, you're 2 inches up. Hold it. She's just sitting here, 3 seconds. We're gonna come all the way back down for her final challenge on this left leg. In 2, 1, all the way down low as you can get. I want you to use your arms, carriage kicks, and a bicep curl. She's got 10 seconds like this. She's feeling it now, especially after that super lunge, no doubt. Breathing, 5 more seconds. Now I'm gonna have her stop her right knee when it's right under the hip. In 3, right knee holds right there, sinking a little bit lower into that left leg. Yes, you did. Tuck those lower abs in. Squeeze it. Can you come down a little bit lower? Yeah, yeah, yeah. 4 more seconds. Awesome, just 3. Right leg slides back in 2. Slide it out, slide it out, slide it out. Can you sink lower? And we're back to full range. She's got an honest 20 seconds. We're gonna transition right into mermaid from here. So you'll be sitting down on your right hip, left foot under the strap for that left side mermaid. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, Jessica, that was so fun. So right hip is down. You can adjust the strap on the floor if you need to. And then we're taking it right into the mermaid. Couple options here for your hands. Fingertips behind the ears is gonna get your heart rate up a little bit higher, but this is not necessarily happiness if you have something going on in the neck or the traps. Hands could be in prayer, right hand across the waist, left arm up to the sky, all kinds of ways about it. Do something active with your shoulder blades. Doesn't even matter to me what it is. About 15 more seconds of movement, perfect in the spine. So a couple things to note in the side view, since you can't really see Jessica's side view, make sure you feel like your tailbone is tucking. You don't want an arch in your lower back. And then a big one for me is the rib flare. Make sure your front ribs are hugging into your spine, and then move your shoulders down away from your ears towards your hips by engaging those lats down the sides of your back. Next one, come down, maybe to your halfway point. Hold it here. Whatever you like with your arms is fine. Now, I want you to challenge yourself first. So sink down 1 inch lower, no tension in the neck. And then 1 inch up. Perfect, Jessica. 1 inch down, last time like this. 1 inch up, hold it. Now just one time. See if you can rotate without crunching down. Rotate to your right, turning towards the floor, lifting your front ribs, squeezing your inner thighs. Feel the challenge. Now as slowly as you can, unwind, facing back to straight ahead. And now biggest inhale brings you back to full range. You only have 8 seconds. I'm gonna keep Jessica on 2 yellow springs. She's gonna grab the black cable that is in front of her and move on to the carriage for scrambled eggs. 3, 2, 1, good job. So grab the strap that was in front of you. It'll be on your left side once you're on the carriage. Carefully move on to the carriage. Your springs should be good. If you're still on 2 yellows, you could always pump it up to 3 if you're looking for that challenge. Hands are down by your springs. Right knee slightly right of the number 6, perfect. Left leg will start by extending back, and then she's gonna sweep the left leg down and forward towards the floor. It's not about getting high here. Targeting the obliques, this is a stability exercise, so an anti-rotation exercise. If you were lifting your leg up really high, you would start to feel more booty work maybe, and you probably would start to lean off into that right shoulder, which is, to me, the most challenging part is keeping the spine long and the shoulders level. No holds, no challenges today. You're already about halfway through it. I want to see if you can A, slow down your tempo, and then B, feel that lift through the core as the leg is sliding forward. Beautiful, Jessica. Chin is lifting towards the throat to keep the neck nice and long, nice and happy. Just like in, say, catfish, when we were at the front in the core block, soften your elbows. Wrap the triceps back, lift through your core. Look at that long neutral spine in that tabletop position again. She's only got 15 more seconds of movement. We're gonna transition into teaser at the front. So still working the left side. 1 yellow spring, 2 is more support, 0 is a challenge. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. So adjusting your spring load, turning it around. Left foot crosses over your right. Shoulders are level square. Now from here, just like the catfish, try to shift your shoulders slightly back behind the wrists so you feel that upper body having to work more. Couple ways to challenge yourself here if you wanted. As long as control is involved, you could bring in push-ups, no doubt, right? That's gonna spike the heart rate. Another option is bringing your hands or even your elbows all the way down onto the front platform. Optional, right? She doesn't have to, but she could. Tells me she's in her zone. And then when you're all the way down on that platform, you might get higher, you might not get as high. You kind of got to manage what you're doing. Make sure it doesn't transfer into that left hip. Keep it tight in that left side waist. Next one, let's pull it about halfway in, hold it nice and strong, breathe through it. And now all I want is that 1 inch up and 1 inch out. 8 more seconds. We are not going back to full range. We're gonna turn, if you're already down like Jess, all we're gonna do is uncross our feet. Hands will stay up if they can for a high plank. 3, 2, 1. Yes, uncrossing the feet. This should honestly be your biggest challenge yet. Your shoulders are tired, your hands are probably tired. Shift into those fingertips a little bit. Squeeze your butt so much, squeeze your inner thighs so much, and just hold here. Feel the challenge. Lift through your core even tighter. Fight to keep your neck so long. Again, I'm challenging you now. This should be like a battle of your will right now. We're already halfway through. Just hold on to it. Hug your outer hips in. Reach back through your heels. Push down into your hands. Get your elbows softer if you need it. We're 20 seconds out. You could do anything, honestly, for 17 seconds. You're almost there. Stay with it. Stay with it. Yes, if you needed to take a pike to stay with it, you could totally pike. If you needed to bend your knees to hold into it, you totally could. Sometimes holding still is the very hardest part. This is 10. So freaking strong, Jessica. 8 seconds, right leg, elevator lunge. Coming down that second side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Right foot forward. Left toes back. You got your pole if you need it. Remember, left foot should be near the first red line or further back, unless you're intentionally putting it a little closer to the front so you have an easier spring load. Set that first lunge, getting down nice and low. We really want to get to that 90-degree shape, a little lower than your hips are comfortable with. Feel that challenge as you come down low. The slowest movement should be the way up. And I'm not saying go fast on the way down. I'm just saying spend more time on the way up than you spend on the way down. And as always, we're looking for a deep bend in the right knee at the top to keep that constant muscle tension. 8 seconds, she's gonna meet me down at the bottom. And remember, isometric hold first, and we're going back to back with these challenges. 3, 2, hold it down on 1, your lowest lunge. Inner thighs are energetic, lats are engaged, crown of your head is lifting up like you got your tiara on. Hold it here. She's got 8 more seconds of stillness, pushing the right heel down so that you feel it more. Softening the left knee so you feel your left hip less. Biggest inhale. 1 inch down, stop right there. Feel what you've just done. 1 more inch up, hold. And then another inch up on top of it. That's where the real challenge lives. 1 inch down, these movements are real small. 1 more inch down. We're almost there, everybody. 1 inch up, stop, hold on to it, hold on to it. 1 inch up, she's got 10 seconds like this, I know. 1 inch down, stay with it. 1 more inch down, now she's gonna sink to her lowest spot. 3, 2, slowly rise, real slow. Ooh, so strong, Jessica. We've got 30 seconds of honesty, right? Full range of motion. You're doing your very, very best not to lock it out. Melting those shoulders away from the ears. Trying to feel that radiating shake through that right leg. Literally, I cannot stop shaking within the first 30 seconds of this exercise. It's the real stuff. 10 seconds. We're gonna turn immediately into our escalator lunge. So same order as the other side. You know where you're going. Red pole if you need it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So turning it around, carefully stepping that right heel out, and then pole could come with you. Again, I like it like just on the open side of my legs, so on the opposite side of the dominant leg. Bending into the right knee. Coming down this second leg is gonna be more challenging. Heart rate is higher. Your front leg was your secondary leg on the other side, so it's already been worked a little bit. And we're just further into class. It's just what happens. Slow, steady, all the way through. Got about 15 seconds till those back-to-back challenges. Remember, trying to get down to that deep, deep low spot, finding the core there. And remember, always slower on the way up then you go on the way down. Start to make your way down to the bottom in 3. Hold it down nice and low. 2. First set it. Hold it. Push the heel. Isometric hold. Tuck those lower abs a little bit. Lengthen your neck. Steady your gaze. Now slowly, she's going to start to push into that carriage kick. So 1 inch out. 1 more inch out. Yeah. 1 inch in. Feel the core pulling back to the spine. Yes. 1 more inch in. So strong. 4. 1 inch out. 1 more inch out. Now slide your heel in so it's right underneath your knees. Sink it a little bit lower if you got it. Straight into that moonwalk. Real slow, real slow, real slow. Yes. Stopping with the knees right under the hip. And then sliding it right back out. Feel your power right now. Posture out of the shoulders a little bit. She's got 8 more seconds. Dig in real deep. Lower if you can, everybody. 4. Good. Squeeze into it. Slide it all the way out. 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 Can you sink a little lower, 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 lower? Yes. How slow can you go? Rise up. Slow, slow, slow. Under 30 seconds of honest movement. Breathing in, breathing out. Now your heart rate's rising again with these back-to-back lunges. The next one will spike the heart rate even more when we get the upper body and the balance a little bit more involved. 14 seconds. We're gonna hit our super lunge. So there's a spring change first. You'll likely just hang up your pole and then make your way down to your knees. We'll be on about 2 reds, 2 yellows. Less yellows will make it lighter. You do want a heavy spring load so you can balance. 3, 2, 1. Whew. About 2 reds and 2 yellows. Lat cables in your hand with your right foot forward. You are welcome. Set your foundation first, right? Make sure your right knee is over your ankle, your left knee is under your hip, your feet are hips distance so you're not standing on a tightrope. And then you'll pull back on those heavy cables to rise, and then you're bending both knees to come down. So it's a split lunge rather than the back leg being straight. That's gonna be the difference. It's also gonna make it burn a little differently. Keeping that right knee over the ankle is perfect, Jessica. Exactly. So as you rise, lean a little forwards. Yes, so that booty doesn't get a break. Spine looks long and neutral here. Jessica looks pretty dang perfect in the spine, which for me is like the hard part. I tend to arch my back in this exercise when the legs and the hips start to get tired. So really try to check in on the core and the inner thighs a lot. If you needed to drop down to your back knee, you could. If for some reason your back is bothering you, I didn't mention on the other side, but you could certainly mimic this on the floor. If you don't have room with your red cables at the back, you could just go up and down like this without the cables, right? No big deal. Let's start to make our way down to deep spot, maybe 70-80% of the way down. We're just holding on to it. I feel the same way in my super lunge every time. Now what she's gonna do is start to pull her arms all the way back, which is hard, hard. Pull the core in against it. 1 inch down. Oh yeah. 1 more inch down. Hold it. And then she's gonna go 1 inch up. Stop. Arms go forward, not all the way. And then pull your arms all the way in, all the way in. Pull them in real tight. Hold it. 1 inch down. 1 more inch down. Hold it. Last time like this. 1 inch up. Arms go forward, not all the way though. Keep it tight. Pull them all the way back in, all the way in, all the way in. Sink 1 inch down. 1 more inch down. Hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it. We've got it, we've got it, we've got it. Chin towards the throat. Abs nice and strong. Push that right heel down. Now she's going to try to tap that left knee all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, and rise up. So slow. Just like 20 seconds. It's fine. We're going to be dropping into that spider kick from here. So it's a little bit of an active rest, still pushing with that right booty. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. So I've got her on about 1 red and 3 yellows. You could go 1 red, 4 yellows. You can go 1 red, 1 yellow. 1 red at least, and then layer on those yellow springs however feels appropriate today. Make sure right heel is on the bar. Left knee, if you look down underneath you, is either on the white line or behind it so that you have room to lengthen out your spine. And you kind of have a better view of the under leg in this one with Jessica. Notice how her knee on the left leg is right under the hip. This is important. She's using her left butt a lot as well. Driving out through that right heel, Arms are real strong. They're also a lot more tired on this side. So I find that I kind of cheat and go through the motions on the second set of this exercise always. Take a second if you need it. Reestablish the lengthening forward of your spine. Reestablish that burn in your lower abdominal wall. It should be there the whole time, you guys. Side waists are pinching in, even though we've only warmed the left one, you need the right one. Let's push it about 80% of the way out. Hold it there nice and strong. Check in with those arms. Soften your elbows a lot. Push your right heel heavier into the bar. 1 inch of movement real slow. So about 1 inch in. Yup, it shakes. Go 1 inch out. 1 inch in. Good, and then 1 inch right back out. We're fighting for it now. We're still pushing into this pulse. 1 inch in, stay with it. Soften the jaw, squeeze your buns. You can always fly that left knee if you like it. 1 inch in, we're almost there, stay. 1 inch out, 5 more seconds, drilling through that right heel. 3, 2, take it back to full range, as slow as you can. Digging in, digging through. We've got 1 more coming for this right leg. I think like the best for last, really. Slow, steady, big inhales, big exhales. Breathe, last 15 seconds here. 2 yellows as we hit our express lunge. Last 7, coming to the back, red cables in hands. 4, 3, 2, 1, good job. So 2 yellows, no reds. Carefully make your way up to the back. Red cables, right foot on the platform, left foot hooks back against the strap. Arms are working again. Arms have been working in the last several exercises. So again, heart rate maybe a little bit higher than usual. Establish that deep lunge in the right knee. Knee is over the ankle, right toes point straight ahead. Left foot is hips distance width to the left of your right foot, so you're not standing on a tightrope. Arms are here. Your cables are here to help you. Try not to let the arms take over. Keep your collarbones open, and do see each time you come to the bottom how much of the movement you can initiate without bending those elbows. And there's an element of balance. I think just that's the hardest part as you rise up, is like not using the cables and not falling over. Let's start to come down to the bottom about 80%. Hold it down there. And now just breathe. Little static hold. How could you make this a little bit easier for yourself? You could definitely bend your elbows a little bit. Jessica had her arms straight, but I liked it. Now from here, she's gonna come 1 inch down. Stop. Hold it. Looks beautiful on the spine, Jess. Tuck those lower abs in a little bit. And now come 2 inches up. Just a series of holds. You're just feeling it here. Biggest inhale. All the way down as low as you can get. Here we go. As slow as she can. Bicep curl and a carriage kick. Bending that left knee. And then sliding it back out. Slow rolling it. She's got about 8 more seconds like this. Sink in a little bit lower if you can. Always can rise up if you needed to. 6, 5. Next one, she's gonna bend her left knee in. 3, 2. Bend the left knee so it's right below your hip. Try to curl your arms and sink lower into that right leg. Yes, Jessica. Hold it, hold it. 5. Hold it, hold it. We're breathing. 3, 2. Left leg slides out, slides out, slides out. Sink lower if you can, and you're back to full range. 20 seconds of honesty. Show yourself what you got. Lean a little bit more forward if you need to. We're gonna drop our left hip down in 8 seconds. Straight into your mermaid. Right foot to the strap on the floor. 3, 2, 1. Whew, good job. All right, right foot underneath the strap, hips are level square. Same idea with the arms, fingertips behind the ears, pretty dang hard. I'm gonna raise your heart rate for sure. Bottom arm across the waist, top arm up, hands in prayer, whatever you got. It's all good. Big inhales, big exhales. I always find my right side feels more challenging, like in my brain, energetically. I'm like, oh, how much longer is this side? You might feel the same, or you might feel different, or maybe it's just whatever's on the second side is harder. Try to give your body the same love, no matter what you're feeling. Lengthen out your spine. Slow down your breath. From the side view, which you can't really see with Jess here, make sure the tailbone is lengthening down towards your knees. Feel the low back be nice and long. Got about 5 seconds. We're gonna come halfway down in 3, 2, halfway, maybe a little bit lower if that feels okay. You can keep the arms where they are. And then we're gonna go 1 inch down, sink into it, feel the challenge. And then 1 inch up, awesome. 1 inch down, 6 seconds. 1 inch up, now hold on to it and see if you can layer this on. Slowly as you can, just one time, begin to turn to your left, rotating around the spine, slow, hold it. Now slowly unwind, take an inhale, and you're back to full range. 10 seconds, no holds, no pulses, no twists. We're gonna grab the strap right in front of you off the floor for scrambled eggs. Spring should be good. 3, 2, 1, great job. So grab the strap in front of you, carefully make your way onto the carriage. You should be on 2 yellows still, but you could go 3 if you want it to be more challenging. I feel like scrambled eggs is a little bit of a beast on 3 yellows, especially if your arms are already getting tired. Left knee will be slightly left of the 6. She'll start with her right leg slid back, and then she's gonna start to sweep the right leg down and forward. You want to avoid opening your right hip to the right. You wanna avoid leaning into the left side. So your spine is lined up on the white line. Your shoulders should feel the same. Your chest should be open and level to the carriage. Looks awesome, Jessica. Now remember, no holds, no challenges here. I want you to try to go slower. I want you to feel both obliques stabilizing on the hips. I want you to feel your butt cheeks squeezing. They're not the dominant mover here, but your butt is gonna help you stabilize. Her left butt right now is fire. That left upper inner thigh and left booty is a lot of work here. 20 more seconds, get strong in your arms and let's grit it out a little bit. 15 more seconds, we're gonna turn right into our teaser from here in 10 seconds. So spring adjustment if you like it. 2 yellows will be more supported. You could definitely go to 1 yellow if you're crazy. 3, 2, 1, good. Unstrap first, then adjust springs. 1 to 2 yellows, right foot over left. Perfect, Jess. Now, set your shoulders first. Try to get your shoulders to slide slightly back behind the wrist. You'll feel more in your armpits, more through the chest, more through the shoulders. Keep the shoulders depressed away from your ears. Range of motion, about half of what you think in this one. Your feet should not come underneath you. See how when she's lifting up, her feet stay well back behind the hip line. If she wanted to challenge this side, again, she could bring her hands all the way, or her elbows, all the way onto the front platform. And that's gonna be a little bit more of a heart rate spike once again, right? Harder for the arms, harder for your whole body here. We are already at that push spot on your next one. Bring it about halfway in. Hold nice and strong. Remember, we're not going back to full range. You end in the challenge. A little squeeze up, hold 1 inch. And then 1 inch down. 1 inch up. 1 inch down. She's got 6 more seconds. Big challenge coming. We're gonna turn around and hit reverse bear. 3, 2, 1. Woo. So turning to face the other way. If you needed to get off your wrists for a beat, I understand. You could be on your elbows if you like. Extend out into your plank. And then as slowly as she can, she's gonna bend her knees for bear. Now, if she wanted to maybe challenge it, she could alternate with a pike here as well, which is a little bit closer to a teaser, right? So that same lifting of the hips and then bringing it back out and then maybe taking a bear in between. We're well over halfway already. I want you to know what you're feeling in your shoulders right now is part of our challenge. Remember, you can always be on your knees if you need to be. You could always come down to your elbows as well. But we will be taking these next few core exercises and shifting right into the arms from there. So this is part of that functional upper body strength. Looks so good, Jessica. 8 seconds, everybody. Your knees will replace your toes. Your hands are gonna stay up though. We're gonna move into cobra right here. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So knees down, pack your shins, point your toes, just like we always do when we're on our knees. And then right away, nice transition, Jessica. She's gonna start to bend her elbows. The difficult part here is that it's not a push-up. Her shoulders are gonna stay directly over her elbows, and I actually want her fingertips digging down the whole time so that she's not taking the heat and yeah, look at that. Elbows right under the shoulders, pull back a little bit. Yes, good. And then slowly rising up. So If she had a bigger, if she wanted to, she could come all the way down to her elbows. And that's gonna do two things. A, it's harder to get up, but it also, B, provides a little bit of a break at the bottom. So it's up to you. You could play around with smaller movements, maybe 2 inches of movement. And honestly, you guys, that's where you gotta start this one. It's hard. Way harder than wheelbarrow. Yes, Jessica. Nice control. That's the thing. About 10 more seconds of movement, you'll see. When she comes all the way down, the hardest part is evenly coming back up. It's everything. Yes. 4. We're gonna take it into tricep push-ups. Probably stay on your knees. 3, 2, 1. You can come back to your toes or stay on your knees. Tricep push-ups. Again, I told you, we're going for burnout here. We're only about 20 seconds, slow, steady. Your shoulders should be fire. Your booty should be fire. 10, 9, 8, we're going newspaper. 3 to 4 yellows. 5, 4, yeah, look at that, hold. 3, 2, 1, good job. 3 or 4. She's like, no thanks. So I'm grabbing her cables and we're gonna cross them so she's got that X. Elbows will pack right into your sides. Now check for me real quick. Look at where your knees are. If your knees are on the 9, it's gonna be lighter. If your knees are on the 6, it's gonna be heavier. It's up to you. Just know where you are. Elbows are gonna hug your sides. What you don't want is for them to come away. We're gonna start to rotate the forearms out to the side. And the fun part, and also the hard part, is that when you're coming back to center, your hands don't come back to where they started. Your hands are always, always gonna stay a little bit wider than where your elbows are. So not here, but right there, keeping that fire. Elbows hugging right into the sides, and a big challenge here is that core work. Exactly, hugging the ribs in, tailbone is heavy. You're doing your best not to lean back into your shins. Sometimes I call out the challenge of lifting your shins back behind you. Probably not necessary at this point, but if you're into it, take it away. Next one, let's hold our arms out for a little challenge. Breathe here. Hold it nice and strong. And now you gotta do this really slow, you guys, to keep it honest. We're gonna go thumbs towards shoulders, 1 inch up. Try not to let your hands pull forward. Think biceps and shoulders. Whew. And then 1 more inch up. It's honestly, it's awful, but awfully amazing. 1 inch down. Yes, so good, Jess. 1 more inch down. Woo. 1 inch up. Yeah. 1 more inch up. Last time. 1 inch down. 1 inch down in 10 seconds. Go back to full range and fight for it. We're gonna uncross the cables, unless you're looking for the challenge, in 7 seconds for sexy back. So keeping the cables crossed will make it heavier. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So uncross your cables, drop your butt back into your sexy, hinging at the hips, and then tuck those lower abs in a little bit, lift the ribs towards your back a little bit. Yes, good. Now we're going all the way to straight arms, and I'm loving how she's keeping her elbows lifted like this. She's feeling that challenge in the shoulders, you guys. The deltoids, the rear delts are working, the front delts are getting a nice little stretch, rhomboids are squeezing together on your back. The mover here is the tricep muscle, those itty bitty muscles. If you notice everything else, her shoulders, right, her blades, they're doing the same thing all the way through. So you've got isometric and you've got dynamic. A lot going on in this exercise. Next one, I want you to extend your arms all the way straight. Hold it. And just breathe here. With really straight arms, think chest opener, but keep this strong position. 1 inch up, feel the back of the shoulders, yes. 1 inch down with your arms, straight arms. 1 inch up, so good, Jessica. 6 seconds, 1 inch down, 1 inch up in 3, we go back to motion. 2, 1, elbows are lifted and bend those elbows. She only has 10 more seconds. We're gonna ditch our cables. We're gonna make our way to the back. 3 to 4 yellows will be a challenge for an underhand gripped bicep curl. If you're gassed on me, 2 yellows is cool, but I'm gonna say push yourself a little bit, try it on 3, maybe 4. In 2 and 1. So adjusting springs and then an underhand grip on your back bars. Exactly. So long in the spine. And this will be just as challenging for your butt and your spine as it is your biceps and your lats. So it's kind of like a pull-up, right, or a chin-up. Your lat muscles, big muscles on the sides of your back are working. Your shoulders are working. Your collarbones are stretching. But biceps are your primary mover, that dynamic movement. You're bending your elbows. squeeze in nice and tight. Now for this one, I'm going no holds, no challenges. All I want you to do to challenge yourself, and you'll see, I want you to push your range of motion. Every time you pull in, I want you to try to get your face over the middle of that back platform without momentum, without changing the shape of your spine. Get to work right now. Again, we're already almost there, about 20 seconds here. We've got one more, and all we're gonna do is flip the grip, and then we're gonna bring it into our final core block. It'll be spicy. All right, last 8 seconds. We're gonna flip it to the triceps one more time. So all she's gonna do is turn her palms to face downwards in 3, 2, 1. Flipping grip. Here we are, full range of motion until the very end. She's got about 35 seconds of movement. Remember, in these upper body exercises, we only push about 60 seconds. So the quicker you transition into it, the quicker you get that movement. Now, on this second side, especially because she came from sexy back into this same position for the last exercise, you guys, it's difficult for the spine. It's difficult for the legs. You've got to fire it up. Your legs should legit be shaking right now. Booty, inner thighs, the whole jam. She's got 8 more seconds, and again, we're gonna push it. If you can dig through that range of motion a little bit, try. Pull it all the way in on your next one. Yes, hold it there. Hold it in real tight. Go out 1 inch, and then pull it in even tighter. Hold it. Yes, Jess. Go out 1 inch, and now pull it in even tighter, and now hold for me. 8, 7, 6. Take a ride. You need 1 yellow. Reverse catfish. 3, 2, 1. Woo. 1 yellow, and then push right on up to the back for reverse catfish. If you needed to stay at the front or go back to the front for catfish, that is always an option for you. Now these last moments of class, 1 minute, and that's all you get there, right? So she's already about 15 seconds in. Not gonna be here more than 40 seconds more. Shoulders, a little bit different here at the back relative to say catfish or teaser at the front. Shoulders will be slightly forward of the wrist line. Range of motion might even be smaller when we're pulling against these heavy springs. Next one, let's slide it out. Legs maybe halfway back. Hold it right there in your fire. Can you give me a little squeeze in, but keep it slow? A little squeeze out. Open up that breathing for me. A little squeeze in. We finish right here in this challenge. 8, 7, 6, she's bringing it into her high plank. 4, 3, 2, toes stay where they are, hands down on that back platform. We hold it nice and strong. Hold it right here, squeeze it nice and tight. Dig into it, breathe. She's got 10 seconds of stillness. Breathing and squeezing. We're gonna take it into, in 5 seconds, 1 slow push-up. 3, 2, slowly as she can. Bending the elbows, coming down nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Slowly, she's gonna lift out of that push-up as slowly as she can. She's gonna bend the knees, bear, go slow. Go so slow. Yes, I love that hold, Jessica. And then she's sliding it right back up. You guys, 20 seconds in your bear. If she's taking that, yes, she's taking the push-up again. If you've got a push-up, take it, right? Spike that heart rate. Breathe deeply. Let that challenge come in. Last 10 seconds, let's bring it into that bear. 8, I'm gonna get you off the shoulders. We're in those last 3 moments of class. Super crunch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a seat. Tuck your toes. It's like a break, Jessica. It's like a break. Nothing's happening. Now, arms. If you are ready, right, put your fingertips back behind your ears. Get to work. It's gonna be more challenging. It's gonna make your heart rate spike up. I like arms out in front most of the time, leaning back as slow as you can. We're 20 seconds away from our challenge here. I'm gonna ask you to do something crazy with your arms. Something A, maybe you never do, or B, maybe you never want, like you try and you never want to do. We're gonna be legs only. You are gonna lean back as much as you can. In 3, lean back, straighten your legs out as much as you can. Feel the shake in the core first, you guys. And then it's slow, nice arms, Jess. Legs are coming all the way in as tight as you can. And when you pull in nice and tight, I want you to focus on keeping that tailbone reaching forward as the legs slide back out. Yes, she only has 10 more seconds here. They're coming quick and fast and difficult. 8 seconds, biggest push yet right here. Her brain's gonna go, what? Giant wheelbarrow. And 4, the hands on the deck. In 3, 2, 1. Grab the carriage, knees down. Here we are. Bringing it home. So hips are forward. We've done our wheelbarrow earlier, right? Toes are pointed, shins are packing, and we're sawing out through those shoulders. Big movement here at the back. Perfect form, Jess. You'll see, she's not moving very far. The hardest part is not pulling your hands in underneath you. And the other side of that is you gotta manage your energy. You don't go out very far. You do try to add that pause so strong, Jessica. We're 20 seconds. 20 seconds and that's it. We'll be finishing it out at the front of the machine. If you want to stay here, you absolutely can. Big inhales and big exhales. Next one, let's slide it out as far as you can. Just a little bitty hold, little bitty hold, little bitty hold. Hold it, 3. Hold it, 2. Yes, Jessica, and you're back to full range. Only 8 seconds. We make our way to the front. Low plank, elbows and toes. 3, 2, 1. Last push. 2 yellows to the front is easier. If you're staying at the back, get right to it. All right, we got about 30 seconds of stillness here. We're well under that last minute, right? Coming through, tuck the tail. Do the work here. Spend the time. Let your body feel the challenge. Try to hold still. Legs are squeezing together. Booty is squeezing together. Elbows are pushing down. She's got 5 more seconds of stillness. We're gonna start to move into plank to pike. The challenge lives everywhere. Yes, slowly. Look at those shoulders. Shoulders stay right over the elbows. Look at these heels. Heels stay high. Look at this control, pausing at the bottom. She's not running away from the plank. She's not running away from the pike. She's gonna hold it halfway down on this next one. Check those shoulders, here we go. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, knees down on 1. Woo! Knees down. Let your knees spread out a little wider. Drop your hips back towards your heels. Let your chest kind of cradle in between your thighs. A lot of the time I kind of like to dip one shoulder down and then the other. You can even take more of a lateral stretch, maybe moving your left hand over towards your right and feel that stretch all the way from your left armpit, left rib cage down into your left hip. Whatever you do on one side, make sure you do it on the other. So come back to center and then maybe right arm moves over to the left. And feel that on your right lat, right rib cage, those intercostal muscles, even to the right lower back and hip. Good job, Jessica. Good job, everybody.